Government of the people, by the people, for the people. That's what Abraham Lincoln advocated. Michael, have we got that? Are we anywhere near that?
We're plainly nowhere near it. But I must correct you, William, that of the people, by the people, for the people was not originated with the American president. Rather, and this I think will surprise you, it is from John Wycliffe, the translator of the first translation of the English Bible, 1384. He said it in his introduction. And you know what, William? Do you know what he was? He was a professor at Oxford teaching philosophy, theology, etc., etc. In other words, he was teaching 14th century PPE at Oxford.
Oh, well, I hope his PPE was better than the rubbishy PPE that's taught now.
William, no, we may be on holiday and friends, but really. Anyway, look, I think the thing is, William, about by the people, for the people, and of the people, this is absolutely, I think, the crucial test, or should be the crucial test of anything that a government does. And the first thing I would say about it is they call, it's the people. It's not some people. It's not this part of the community. It's not communities. It's not even the nation. It is the people. Is what you are doing serving the good of the people? And if it's not, why not? And I think when you look around British policy, you don't have that.
Can I stop you there? So, I think it is the nation. I think nation states should practice something which you might call national citizen preference. They should look after their citizens primarily. And I think one of the problems is that we're governed by some people that think the interest is in everyone in the world and not just the state. So you end up the state not having a clear idea what its role is.
Well, I think the reason I make that distinction, William, is because very often the nation is a source of pride. So, you read headlines saying, for example, if Britain doesn't do something obviously damaging to do with net zero, then we'll lose our global leadership on the issue. And that is a matter not of serving the people. That is a matter of national pride. And if you put national pride before actually serving the needs of the people, then I think that's wrong.
Oh no, I think you wanted something there. I totally agree with you on that. I think the egos and profile of politicians and how they would feel Britain looks is a massive factor in net zero policy.
And I don't care.
No, but it does distort what is in the interest. But I think that's still, it might be an ego-based thing, or some of these people think government should be there to make us feel good. But I think government is there to do things in our interests. But I think that is a major problem. It's why the idealism in there, the failure to distinguish between UK citizens and global goods, for instance, or other goods generally, is a major problem. It's why you end up with a head of a UK border force that doesn't believe in borders. That's what you've got.
It's just unbelievable, isn't it? But I think the question you always have to ask is, if it's not for the people, who is it for? Because it's clearly for someone. Things don't happen just for no reason. So if it's not for the people, who is it for? And at that point, I'm very prepared, probably more than you are, to start indulging in conspiracy theories and seeing outside forces being essentially, not in our interests. If government policies are made for the interests of the people, good. If they're not, who are they made for the interest of?
Well, you may not be surprised, you may be surprised, but I agree with you on a lot of that. I think in the context of some developing world jurisdictions, people talk about state capture. And I think big money is largely in control of a lot of what happens in the UK. And you only have to look at the examples. Why do we have successive governments that constantly sell off our national assets or allow major industrial assets to fall into foreign hands? It's because they're in the pocket of big money. And I don't think you need to be a conspiracy theorist to say that. You just need to pay attention.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's very obvious. I mean, to take the obvious example, water. Who are what is our water industry? In whose interest is that run? Well, it's The answer is plainly shareholders. And who are the shareholders? Well, they're not the British people. They're foreign companies. So it's just obvious that aspect of government that had that policy was not of the people, by the people, and certainly not for the people. It's a litmus test. It's a litmus test, I think.
It is who in whose interests, which an old anyone on the left would have, that would be the first question you'd ask. Yes, exactly, cui bono.
Yeah.
So no, I'm in agreement with you on this. I think we need to get back to focus, a government that's focused on acting in citizens' interests, our citizens' interests, and not in either idealistic methods of trying to create a new world, which is one problem, idealism, and pure corruption, actually, which is allowing big money to distort what government does.
Yeah. So there we are. The litmus test. I think it should be for all policy. Is it of the people? Is it by the people? And is it for the people? And if it's not, then who is it for and why are we pursuing it? And if we did that, I think we'd be in a lot better shape.
Well, we're in total agreement this week, Michael.
It's a holiday season.
There you go. It's great stuff. Well, thank you very much for that. Take care.
Okay.